One of the first videos I made on this channel was actually going over this topic. And not a whole lot has changed since then, but I do occasionally like to revisit ideas to see exactly how much did change. Most minimalism videos cover how little one owns or how little one spends on things, so I thought it might be interesting to cover the things I still do buy and I still do spend money on, even after years of being a minimalist. I'm going to be as transparent as possible and not hide the things that I buy that might contradict me being a minimalist. Because, like I always say, if I have something that I use and it brings me value, then it's worth a spot somewhere in my belongings. But first, if new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Here we talk about minimalism and things of that nature, so if that sounds good to you, and you end up liking the video, be sure to like and consider subscribing. Let's get started. And the first thing I buy are plants. I still buy these even after adopting minimalism because I'm sort of addicted to how they look in my room. While I haven't gone through a ton of plants, when they do get too big for me to take care of, I'll just give them off to my mom and she'll add them to her collection. And of course, I love the aesthetic that they bring to my room. I'm sure that there's a ton of other benefits that I don't even know about, and there's something rewarding about buying something small and taking care of it and watching it grow. I love the way they look on this table here. I just think that the wood and the green look very nicely together. The next thing I still buy is a once a week spoil. And this might sound very general, but I'll explain. I never really wanted minimalism to deprive me of things that I do want to buy or I do want to spend money to experience. Some of these things, for example, include going to the movies or going to restaurants. While some might call these things non-minimalist, they are still things I do enjoy occasionally spending money on because I genuinely enjoy doing them. In moderation, spending money to go to a restaurant isn't non-minimalist, and I love movies, so spending money every once in a while to go experience a movie in a movie theater is justified in my opinion. Having this once a week spoil gives me something to look forward to weekly, and limiting myself to doing this once a week keeps me from overdoing it and burning a hole in my wallet. The next thing is digital items. I much rather purchase the digital copy of something rather than its physical counterpart. For the most part, I've transitioned completely to digital versions of books and completely for movies and music. Streaming services like Spotify and Netflix are a small price to pay for what I get in return, in my opinion. Through some of my B-roll over time, I'm sure you guys have gathered that I like to game on PC, so I do spend occasionally on Steam to download something. And if you're interested in playing together, here's my Discord. Having digital versions of things definitely keeps the clutter minimal, and I still get to enjoy whatever that product may be. Now, having said all this, I don't mean to put anyone down that has a large book or movie collection. I just speak from what works for me. The next thing I still spend money on are things related to my passion. When it comes to spending money on things I'm really passionate about, like filmmaking, I'm usually pretty okay with it. So speaking for myself, of course, this is generally photo or video related equipment. I know that sometimes making a purchase in this category will hopefully increase the quality of my content, and I know for a fact it'll get used. It's easy to justify every purchase with "this will make my videos better," so I have to be very careful with spending and just keep myself from going overboard with it. Part of the reason I became a minimalist in the first place was just to focus on what I'm extremely passionate about. So a new piece of camera gear every once in a while is completely rational, in my opinion. And the last one here is outdoor hobbies. Something I've learned about myself is that being outside helps my creative process quite a bit. I've shown plenty of B-roll of me playing basketball and me skating, and while I'm far from a pro at any of these, it's a great way to keep my mind off the creative pressure or the stress of any type of work. It's amazing how much better I feel after spending a few hours outside or just going for a ride in the park. I'm okay occasionally spending money on something geared towards my outdoor hobbies if they keep me outside and fairly active at least. In summary, all these things that I still spend money on as a minimalist get used and they bring me some sort of value physically or mentally and creatively. Whether it's something that makes my life a little bit easier, something that keeps me outside, or something that just looks aesthetically pleasing, minimalism definitely hasn't kept me from depriving myself of what I want to buy. Anyways, I hope you got some value or ideas out of this video. As always, I appreciate your time watching. And if you did like it and you do like this type of content, be sure to like and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time.